Hi again. In this little video, I'd like to talk about something slightly unconventional for apologetics, and that's the idea of ministering, particularly ministering to the heart. Now, it's unconventional because usually when we think about apologetics, we think about ideas related to logic and reason and evidence and truth. And ministering in the pastoral sense seems to be de-emphasized, you might say. But if our ultimate goal is to share the gospel with people and to convince people that Jesus is who he claimed to be and that Christianity is true, we need to respond to all of the issues that someone has in terms of their ability to come to the Lord. And often the problems are heart problems. Now, let me walk this back and explain to you how I came to this conclusion. It's very common for us to get asked very big gotcha, quote unquote, type questions like, how do you know your God is the right one? Or why do you believe in a God that you can't see? Or even just the big general, how do you know God exists type questions. And like I said, these are often asked not genuinely or earnestly, but with sort of an arrogance or a flippancy to them. And what's usually behind that, though, is pain or anger. They're not asked seriously, they're asked kind of meanly. And this is not that that person that is asking the question is necessarily mean or bad, but they don't believe in God because they're hurt in some way. And often people can't trust a God that they see allowing suffering. So their problems are not actually intellectual apologetics type questions in the mind sense. They're really heart problems, heart questions. And what we need to do is get to those problems. We need to get to the heart of the matter, to use the very cliche term. So often when we get these big sort of got you type questions, it might do us well and serve our conversation partner a lot better to give them the best answer we can to their question, and then ask them this question in return. Ask, well, what led you to ask that question? Now, this might seem a little bit ungraceful because, we're not really supposed to guess at people's motives. We're not supposed to assume. And it's important not to assume. It's always a guessing game, and that's dangerous. That's why we ask the question. Well, what led you to ask that question? And normally, I get a series of questions that lead to them breaking down and just saying, well, I got hurt, or I had this problem, or my loved one passed away, or I have a special needs child, or why is there so much suffering in the world? These questions are very real, serious, and genuine questions. And the bigger got you questions are really just to cover up these real, genuine concerns. And as apologists, we don't need to just be able to answer the big gotcha questions. We need to get to the heart problems and answer the heart questions. So don't hesitate to ask these motives questions, gently, of course, because that's the real opportunity. When you get down to those real heart problems, that's your real opportunity to minister to that person. And that's your real opportunity to truly and directly share the gospel, share the love of Christ with them. And that's when you're really doing the work. I hope this is helpful, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.